sometimes you're going to be asked to go in reverse. What do I mean by that? You're going to go from a radical back into a power. Now, I don't really necessarily like that too much, but sometimes it's easy to put that into your calculator because in this particular question, yeah, you have to evaluate. Just remember what I taught you. The idea of that's the flower, that's the power, there's the root. Got it? Okay, don't forget that. That's going to really save your butt. But sometimes, I mean, look at this particular question. I mean, who doesn't know the square root of 25? Come on, that's 5 to the power of 4, which means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 4 times. Makes sense, right? Then you can kind of do the old factor tree, right? 5 times 5 works out to be 25. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 25, that's 625. But what happens if I've actually put this into power form or exponent form? Well, you know that this means flower power. There's the power, there's the root. The index is the root, the power is on the outside there. So check out what you're actually doing. You're making this 25 to the power of 4 over the root of 2. Well, wait a second. Can't you reduce this? Of course you can. That becomes 25. 4 divided by 2 is 25 squared. Wait a second. Isn't 25 squared 25 times 25? Yeah, I'm having deja vu here. Yeah, of course. There's 25 times 25. That, in fact, is going to be 625. Oh, so some people like doing that. Some people don't. It's totally 100% personal preference. Okay, but now look how this is advantageous doing it this way. Check this out. This is the square root of 4.2 cubed. Again, there's the root, there's the power. So 4.2 to the power of 3 square rooted. There's the root. Okay, now, what does that mean? Oh, that means it's going to be ugly because square rooting 4.2, that just is not going to work. So how would you put this into your calculator? Actually, surprisingly, quite easy. Bring up the calculator. 4.2 to the 3 over 2. Okay, here we go. 4.2. Then remember, this is raised to the power of. That's going to be your hat button there. And now you're going to put it in as a fraction. So you can use the alpha frac button right there. Put in your fraction. And the fraction, of course, go back to your question, is 3 over 2. Okay, so 3 over 2. There it is. That's what it's going to look like. Check to see if that looks exactly like what you have written. Sure enough, 4.2 to the power of 3 over 2. All you got to do is punch it now. Hit enter. Boom. Gives you an ugly, ugly number. Yeah, of course, it's irrational. So what do you want to do here? Well, in this case, I would again take it to 2 decimal places. That looks like, well, that's going to cause it to round. So 8.61 sounds good to me. 8.61, good enough. And remember, this is an approximation now because, of course, that was an ugly, ugly irrational number. So you can write it like that, or you can write it with the equal and the dot again. Right? There you go. Now, check out the next one. Look how tough this one is. This is crazy. This is your exponent of 5. There's your root of 4. Okay, so here we go. 5 over 2, right, to the power of 5 over the root of 4. Oh my goodness, we've got a fraction raised to a fractional exponent. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, no problem. Throw it in your calculator. The calculator, clear this guy out of here. Oh, let's get rid of all this other stuff here as well. And remember where your fraction button is. If you don't have the new calculator, all you have to do is hit alpha here and F1. Okay, there's your fraction button, right? And look back here, make it look exactly like that. 5 over 2, okay? So there's 5 over 2, right? And you're going to raise this whole thing to the power of, check it out, you're going to raise it up to the power of, 5 over 4. Okay, so 5 over 4. Alpha, F1, there's your fraction, 5 over 4. There we go. Let's see what happens. Punch it. Boom. And you get 3.14. Holy smokes. 3.14 kind of looks a little bit like pi, doesn't it? 3.14. All right. Cool. Absolutely cool. Now, some people say, well, wait a second. You wrote that as 5 over 2 in your calculator raised to 5 over 4. Don't you have to have brackets around this? Well, I'm going to prove something to you. I actually did this exact same question with and without brackets. check this out. I just did it for you a few seconds when I put this on pause. Check this out. I did the one with the brackets and the one without the brackets. So the one without the brackets gave us 3.14. The one with the brackets gave us 3.14. That's the nice thing about this new calculator. When you raise this from 5.4, it automatically gives you brackets and works it out properly. Okay, so nothing you have to fear about there. All right, so let's keep on moving. Okay, here we go. Next question. Okay, same thing as before. All you have to do is go, okay, this is negative 2.5. I'm going to raise this. There's my power of 3. There's my root. 3 over 5. Punch it in there, okay? I'm going to put brackets on this one because it's got a negative as well, right? So negative 2.5, okay? I'm going to put it in here, clear this guy out of here. Bracket, negative 2.5. Let's see if that's correct. Put the bracket on there. Yeah, it's negative 2.5 raised to the power of 3/5. Okay, raised to the power, I'm going to use my alpha frac, and it's 3 over 5, 3/5. Okay, 3 over 5. Punch it. Let's see what it looks like. Boom. Yee, another ugly number, but I like taking these to 2 decimal places. Good enough. Negative 1.73. Okay, negative 1.73, and remember, that's an approximate, or you can use the wavy equal sign. Okay? Remember, these are all irrational numbers, and they're all approximations because you're going to round them. Those are tough, but you know what? Using your calculator really simplifies things, doesn't it?